There is a version of burnout that nobody talks about, because the person experiencing it is still showing up, still delivering, still leading, still being the one people come to when things get difficult. This is leadership depletion. And it is in many ways more dangerous than the burnout that forces someone to stop, because it goes unrecognized for so long. What is leadership depletion? It is not a dramatic breakdown. It does not arrive with sirens. It is a gradual erosion, a slow, almost imperceptible draining of the four pillars that make a leader genuinely effective: their physical resilience, their cognitive clarity, their emotional equilibrium, and their sense of sovereign purpose. Leaders are expected to generate energy, direction, calm, and vision on an almost continuous basis. They hold the emotional temperature of an entire organization. They are expected to model steadiness even when they do not feel steady. For a season, this is possible. The body has reserves, but reserves are finite, and the depletion is accumulating, whether it is visible or not. Depletion shows up across all four pillars. Biologically, it looks like fatigue that sleep no longer fixes. Waking already tired, carrying a background tension that has become so normal it no longer registers. Cognitively, it looks like a fog over thinking that used to feel effortless. Decision fatigue arriving earlier, focus fragmenting, the mind still processing the last conversation while sitting in the next one. Emotionally, depletion shows up as the widening gap between what is being expressed and what is actually being felt. The professional mask, composed, certain, strong, becomes increasingly costly to maintain. Frustration, grief, resentment, these do not disappear because they are ignored. They run in the background, draining capacity from every other function. And spiritually, depletion shows up as the alignment gap, the growing distance between what a leader is achieving and what actually matters to them. Accomplishing goals they no longer care about. Driving a vision that no longer feels like theirs. What does this cost the business? A depleted leader makes worse decisions. This is not a character failing, it is biology. The capacity for nuanced judgment degrades under sustained stress. A depleted leader cannot regulate the emotional field of their team. Teams absorb that dysregulation. High performers begin to disengage. The most sensitive team members often leave first. And perhaps most critically, a depleted leader models depletion as the price of success. That belief embedded in a culture is extraordinarily expensive and extraordinarily difficult to reverse. The reason depletion persists is not because leaders do not know something is wrong. Most of them do. What keeps it in place is the belief that stopping, even briefly, represents a failure of responsibility. It is the absence of a framework for understanding what is happening. And it is the cultural silence around the inner life of leadership. True restoration is architectural. It means identifying precisely where the leaks are, which pillars are carrying the most load. It means building new structures that allow a leader to function sustainably rather than sacrificially. When a leader is operating from vitality rather than depletion, their decisions improve, their creativity returns, their patience deepens. The leadership that becomes possible from this foundation is qualitatively different. It is presence over performance, authority rooted in alignment rather than armor. If you are a leader, consider this honestly. How much of what you are producing is coming from your genuine vitality, and how much is coming from reserves you have not yet acknowledged are running low? The leaders who do the work of restoration do not become less effective. They become more so, and for longer, and in ways that actually last.